Again, SKillous, HeRoMaRinE, Solar, and Trigger. I would say that they are the favorite players in this group. They are kind of the most dominant and strongest looking at the group at face value. But let's see how they compare against each other as getting into our first game. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the Blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the German Terran representing Team Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. It feels so weird calling it Team Mouse. Like, I'm so used to saying Mouse Esports. Like, it's been, like, Mouse Esports has been around for a very, very long time, and they rebranded a couple of years ago. They changed their logo, and yeah, they're Mouse. Smooch. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. As HeRoMaRinE is throwing down a Rax back at home, yes, but he does send his other SCV out on the map, does avoid the path of the probe, and is looking for, it looks like, an engineering bay block. Bit of an eBay block. Love to see it. Very sneaky stuff here out of HeRoMaRinE. Is going to look to disrupt the economy of SKillous. Because he was able to avoid that probe, it does mean that this engineering bay is going to get a lot of progression on it. As a result, SKillous may be forced to take the unnatural natural instead. Very ZVP-esque. As the probes across the map is trying to be as annoying as possible, does tase away at that SCV, but the SCV will survive. Meanwhile, across the map, the eBay is almost done. It now gets spotted by SKillous because it's almost done. Because this is such a late scout, SKillous has to expand at the unnatural location instead. Again, very similar concept to what happens in PvZ, where the Protoss pylon blocks a Zerg player and they're forced to take the unnatural natural. Same concept here in PvT as well. This is the power of the eBay block. We cancel the engineering bay, and now SKillous is going to have a bit of a more awkward time defending his mineral lines. It is going to be an awkward setup back at home here. I mean, he does go for a Rax expand. You have the Rax on the high ground. Have only a single gas geyser, going for the expansion here on the low ground as well. And yeah, not a bad start for HeRoMaRinE. Just really throwing a wrench in the works. Making things that much more uncomfortable for SKillous. Those wondering, if SKillous had seen the engineering bay earlier, then he of course attacks the building SCV with the probe, and he does chrono out a Zealot, and the Zealot does come down to low ground, does force an earlier cancel, and then SKillous can expand and take his base on location. Alas, was not to be the case here, not this time. The Adept is going to be threatening a Shade, does of course confirm the CC on the low ground, so SKillous knows it was an economic opener out of HeRoMaRinE. Oh! As the Adept is going to be forced back. Looking to shade in. Oh my god, a very nicely timed shade here is going to delay the add-on swap. Ay, ay, ay. Not too bad. Almost gets an SCV, does delay production on the starport as well. Gets a full scout, confirms the 1-1-1. And now we have two Adepts, and ooh, SCVs are falling. The first SCV going down. The wall is not a wall. And we can even bully these Marines back as well. This is just getting a bit out of hand. Oof. Both Marines do go down. So 2 Marines and SCV, a delay on so much of the production. Honestly, an unnecessary amount of counter damage. Like, especially after SKillous was like delayed with his own natural base and forced into an awkward position. He needed something to go his way. The Hellions were spotted. We can see SKillous intercepting as well. Gets a lot of hits off on that first Hellion. And he is not slowing down. We have a Warp Prism. We have 3 gateways behind this very aggressive opener here from SKillous. He does have a lot of Warp Prisms available. He's looking to apply pressure here to HeRoMaRinE. HeRoMaRinE, he has no idea. He's going for a Mine Drop. Hellions make it into the mineral line. We have a warp in into the main base. There's nothing at home to defend. The boys, they have to be pulled. Ay, ay, ay. Again, the Hellions across the map, they got cleaned up. We have the Mine Drop coming in, which could do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Marines are being focused one after the other. Good surround on the Stalkers, but they do get saved. Meanwhile, the mines are taking control of this space. There is no mining going on whatsoever. More boys have to be... Oh my god. More workers have to be pulled. Oof. But the control from SKillous is good enough. A tank finally arrives. Finally does arrive, but 29 SCVs go down. Big Cave is down to 12, 13 workers. Flanking is not going to be good enough. The tank not within range. Good hold position micro here from SKillous. Across the map, only 5 workers went down. We were able to warp in back at home, and the mines are coming back in. They were not dealt with. They're still alive. There is a potential for damage, and damage needs to be done. Up. Couple of mine shots go off. Oh no! Oof, a massive connection. 15 probes go down. SKillous pulling back too soon. Despite that, he's still up in workers. Like, he still has a better economy, and he's still killing mules. He's still killing workers. Like, that was a juicy connection from HeRoMaRinE, but it pales in comparison to the amount of damage that he sustained back at home. HeRoMaRinE, he's lost 30 workers. Oh, we can even drop on top of the tank. Yeah, we're going for the tank as well. The boys have to be pulled once again to repair. HeRoMaRinE, he is holding. Mine drop coming back into the main base. 4 more probes go down. Again, thanks to this mine drop, it's keeping HeRoMaRinE. I mean, it's a bit of a give and take. It almost killed him, but it is keeping HeRoMaRinE in this game. As charge is done. Uh-oh. SKillous looking to dive into that mineral line, looking to dive on top of that tank. And this time the DPS is too high. This time the tank will go down. Raven Auto-Turret is thrown down to help support, but it looks like the warp in is going to be too much. At the same time, we have the mine drop not coming back in. It's coming back home. Looks like a bit of an F2. Or again, maybe we just need, yeah, we just need that mine back at home to hold on. He is boosting across the map. 15 more workers go down. HeRoMaRinE down to only 16 SCVs. As we manage to warp in another wave of zealots. HeRoMaRinE, he doesn't want to give up here. Not here, not now. Again, a good juggling here from our Terran, saving those tanks. But now that the Widow Mine drop came back home, it means that SKillous doesn't have to keep anything back at home. He can focus on his attack instead. He can focus on his assault. 6 Stalkers, 8 Zealots. He's coming in from behind at the same time, looking for that surround. And he's going to collapse on these tanks. Oh, the medevac goes down with the tank inside. GG gets called, and SKillous will take game number 1. Chi-Chi in a very chaotic fashion. Oh my god. There was some back and forths. You know, we saw HeRoMaRinE just being caught with his pants down, not having anything at home to defend. Kind of worth it with that massive Widowmine connection, but again, really that just... It really helped stabilize. It didn't even equalize the damage. That's just how dire of a situation that HeRoMaRinE was in. Even killing an entire mineral line wasn't enough to bring him back in that game. GG. GG. I love taking the unnatural natural. Oh, you're an animal. Alright, let's go. And there we go. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, leading the series 1-0. It is the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Zerg. Sorry, Zerg? It's Lambert. We have the German Terran player representing Team Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. Oh, again, very intense game number one. No chill at all between our players. We even kicked things off with that eBay block, if you recall, but now things are going to be settling down at least a little bit. We are on altitude, largest map in the map pool, a lot of bases to be taken, a lot of empty space as well. Could lead to some pretty big engagements in the center of the map, yes. But at the same time, I expect this to be a bit of a longer game. I expect the beginning to be a little bit more calm, a little bit more chill. At least, I hope so. You know, I want to see a more drawn-out game between these two players. They are some of the best that Europe has to offer. Both HeRoMaRinE and SKillous are some of the best players of their respective races in Europe. Always appreciate it whenever they do face off. For now, HeRoMaRinE once again going for a single gas opener. Interesting, he's not going for a Rax expand though, he's going for a Rax into a factory first. So despite the single gas opener is looking to be a little bit more tech heavy early on, he's going to be delaying his CC for a little bit. He should still be working on it, but we'll see as this SCV is being sent out on the map. It looks like we're going to be skirting around the edge. This could be for... Is this lined up? I don't think this is lined up for a proxy starport. What do we have planned for this? Factory is about to finish. There's that CC on the high ground. Going for the add-on swap, and no, yeah, this could still be a proxy starport. There we go. Okay. So HeRoMaRinE once again looking to be the aggressor. Hellions are on the way. Factory is done, and there is that starport. An interesting location, so it's a little bit further back than what we would usually expect, but because it's further back, it's less likely to be scouted. So a bit of a safer location for that proxy. Meanwhile, SKillous is going to be scouting across the map, does have his adept, does confirm the Hellion, and does see the add-on swap, but he doesn't know whether or not there's a CC, doesn't know if the starport is at home or somewhere else. Now, because of the location, I don't think this is going to be a Hellion drop. This could be for a Liberator. Oh, never mind. It's going to be for a Hellion drop. I'm going to be going into the main. Phoenix is on the way. Shield battery on the way as well. Looks like SKillous is getting ready for this, or at least he, has at least a shield battery in the main base just in case there were to be units in there. So he's being very safe with his shield batteries. Phoenix comes out. Is the Phoenix going to come across the starport? Uh-oh. And it barely is not. It checks the regular location where the starport would have been if it was a little bit more aggressive. Does come across the Hellions and is going to chase them, is going to spot that medevac. Has a couple of seconds of warning. Second Phoenix is in position. Stalkers are rotating over. Sorry, Adepts are rotating over. So far, only 2 probes go down. We are going to be dropping into the natural base. We're going to get a couple more probes. Oh! We're going to get 3 in total. Oh, another volley! Not quite. The shield battery putting in a lot of work, and SKillous barely loses anything. Only 3 probes. Did lose a lot of lost mining time, to be fair. Did lose some mining time. But again, because SKillous had the wherewithal to throw down a shield battery in his main, as well as his natural, he really didn't take too many losses at all. Took this very seriously. Now he has the map control. Now he has the Phoenixes. And you know what that means? It means we have the Robo on the way, and that means we are working towards the Colossi. Phoenix Colossus is the composition that SKillous is working towards. And after the early game, he's looking in a pretty good position. At least HeRoMaRinE was able to escape with the medevac. I was really concerned that the medevac was going to be focused down, but it did survive. So that could have been worse for our Terran. Starport does float back home. And we are working on our 3-1-1 setup here. Pretty standard setup from our Terran player. Meanwhile, SKillous isn't really looking to be too aggressive. Again, because of that robotics facility. We should be seeing a bay momentarily. We should be seeing a third base. And there it is. There is that robotics bay. Now, SKillous can even cut some corners. We talk about this a lot whenever a Protoss is trying to rush into Colossi. A safe player would go for Immortals, and there we go, and Immortal is on the way. You can cut this corner and go straight into or just wait and preserve your resources and go into Colossi and, again, invest elsewhere. SKillous, once again, being very safe. Going for the Immortal first. And a wise choice because the army is in the midst of moving out. So lock-on is broken by the Phoenixes, and SKillous is going to be able to keep tabs on this army and attempt to slow it down. Again, HeRoMaRinE, he's still waiting for his upgrades to kick in. +1 attack still halfway done. Stim and combat shields still on the horizon as well. For now, HeRoMaRinE, he's just sharking for map control, looking to take control of the Xel'Nagas, kill any Protoss units if they're in position, even coming across the Phoenixes. As the first Colossus is on the way. Phoenixes, for the most part, are being kept at home, and the Observer does scout the army. Shield battery about to finish up just in time as well. We do have Stim. And we're going to be stimming on for the army here of SKillous is looking very vulnerable. But again, we just have to buy a little bit more time. The Colossus is about to pop out. The shield battery putting in a lot of work. And here it is. The Colossus has arrived. HeRoMaRinE is forced back. Again, there was a window. There was a timing where HeRoMaRinE could maybe get some damage done before the first Colossus arrived. SKillous being a little bit ambitious, but he has enough to hold on. Is going to be losing his ground army, though. His Colossus is exposed. Oh. It's so close. 2 Marines. 1 Marine. The 1 Marine does take down the Colossus. Again, SKillous was being a little bit too adventurous, fighting out of the map. Sorry, SKillous was too adventurous, fighting out of the map. SKillous does still clean everything up and takes down the Widow Mines. Ooh, can take down the Medivacs as well. Despite losing the Colossus, this is still a better fight for SKillous. He cleans everything up. Looking at the units lost tab here, you can see we have pretty comparable losses when it comes to gas. Actually, SKillous losing a little bit more gas, but when it comes to the minerals, that was a lot of Marines. A lot of Marines went down, 33. With that, HeRoMaRinE is stuck at home. CC is on the way. He is attempting to transition, and SKillous has weathered the storm. Not just that, the other impressive thing is that SKillous only lost his ground army, which means he still has a massive flock of Phoenixes to just hold onto that map control, to keep HeRoMaRinE contained to 2 bases. Oh god! To keep him contained to 2 bases, pick off whatever he can, maybe get some SCV damage, deny any drop play. There are a couple of traps set up. We do have Widow Mines spread out between the bases, so SKillous does have to be careful. But for the most part, he's in a pretty good position. He can expand freely behind this. That Colossus count building back up. We have 2 back at home, working on the 3rd. HeRoMaRinE is going to be pushing out, is going to be spotted by those Phoenixes, and ideally SKillous, he baits out a Stim, maybe picks up a Medivac. Is repositioning with his army. And he's just getting eyes everywhere. HeRoMaRinE, I don't really think he intends to push out with this. He's just vying for map control, trying to take control of the Xel'Naga at least. There are pylons in position. Observer, not where it once was. So HeRoMaRinE, he's looking for an opportunity. Does come across that pylon. Reinforcements are rallying across the map. +1 armor is about to finish for HeRoMaRinE as well, as he takes down both pylons and backs off. Oh, he does see the army. SKillous, he wants to engage, does take a massive mine to the face. again, HeRoMaRinE, I don't know if he really wants to fight this army right now. Ugh. As the medevac's are getting picked off. Good force fields as well, shutting down those marauders. Was that 3 or 4 marauders going down? HeRoMaRinE just being punished for being a little bit too active on the map. Yeah, he is being chased down. The Vikings are falling. The Colossus are standing strong. And there is no anchor point to the army of HeRoMaRinE. The boys, they have to be pulled. Oof, GG gets called, and SKillous will take the 2-0. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. SKillous looking powerful here in this series. In game 1, of course, I mean, game 1 was really chaotic and was up in the air for both players. Game number 2, though, SKillous, it felt like he almost had full control. Even when it came to the first fight, where I do think that SKillous overextended, and I do think that he was a little bit too adventurous with his army, and he lost his Colossus. He still traded better. He was still able to shut down every single medevac, every single Widowmine. It was still a very costly fight for HeRoMaRinE. And behind that, again, because all the Phoenixes survived, SKillous, he had map control, he had the freedom to expand, take more bases, build his army back up. And again, we saw HeRoMaRinE just maybe overextending a little bit when it came to his marauding force, trying to take control of the map. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to SKillous for taking the series 2-0. HeRoMaRinE gonna have to try to bounce back in some of the other series here. Again, it's a round-robin group, which means HeRoMaRinE, he still has to play against players like Trigger, players like Solar as well, the Fiant. Oh no, sorry, he already played against Fiant. But the other players in the group. So wish him the best. Definitely wish him the best in the rest of his series. This was a pretty crucial one, though. This was a pretty crucial one. As we are getting ready for our next series. And we're going to be going back to old mate Fiant. It's going to be Solar versus Fiant in a ZVZ. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.